when I'm taking portraits, I usually take two. I focus right in on one eye, then I shift the camera just a little bit and I focus in on the other eye. Not to the eye, but through the eye. And there's a certain point you go inside and you can feel the soul of the person. You know what Shakespeare said, the eyes are the windows of the soul. And it's true. You can go right in, right through the eye, and you feel the soul. And that's when I click the shutter. And when I do that, people are different. It does change, even if they don't know what I'm doing. But my old students, they see the camera move, they know what I'm doing. But even when they don't know, they are changed. Because if I make contact with their soul, I'm helping them to make contact with their soul. I've like trailblazed the way for them. And we are only healed, that's the same origin as the word to be whole. We're only healed, we're only whole when we're one with our soul. And the purpose of a healer is to go in, as it were, trailblaze the way to the sufferer's soul to then help him to do it. Now, by a strange, I don't think coincidence, there was a Dr. Hugh Welch Diamond, who in the 1850s worked in an asylum in London. And he was being called the father of British photography. He helped found the Photographic Society and so forth. But he also was the father of psychiatric photography. And in his own way, back then in the 1850s, is doing what I do now, using the process of photography as a way of relating not to the and he had very, very insane patients, but not relating to them superficially, but going inside them, going deep. I've seen his pictures, and they are incredible. You can see how he went into these people, and he was doing it way back then. So I don't think our names are purely coincidence. And so photography used that way can be a very powerful therapeutic device. But what I would then want is the person I've done it to then go and do it to other people and have them do it to other people. There's nothing special about being a doctor to do that. Everyone can be a healer. You just got to get some idea of your own wholeness, of your own soul, to then be able to help others to find theirs by finding them, trailblazing it for them. Far more important is this little poem that I think of very often when I'm taking portraits. Remember, my portrait heritage is 150 years ago what Dr. Hugh Welch Diamond was doing with these female psychiatric patients. It is this: you are as my mother aspired to be. When I look in your eyes, it's her love I see. So when I'm always focusing on the eyes. I go on the eye, I go on the other eye to their soul. I'm always thinking, you are as my mother aspired to be. When I look in your eyes, it's her love I see. What I'm doing now is I'm using infrared photography because infrared, I think, goes deeper somehow. Black and white goes deeper. I'll talk about that in a minute. But infrared goes deeper. I mean, in actuality, it goes under the skin. It goes in a little bit under the skin. And that's why you don't see the wrinkles and the blemishes to a large extent, because you're going deeper. And everyone looks like an angel. I said, well, this is what you're really like, you see. This is how pure you really are inside. This is your angelic self. But what I do is I have Susan or Ashley or someone talk to them, engage them, particularly about positive stuff in their life. And while they're doing it, I can move around taking a picture. And I have to use a very expensive flash setup
because I can easily take, boom, 100 pictures, bang, 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 and get like a dozen of just one smile and so forth. And then after, because a regular flash gets too hot and it starts to pack up. So, and then we print some of them, you say, well, give them to them and say, well, this is who you really are.